What's up guys, I'm back from a holiday in Australia, which means that I've been using my camera for a while now. I've been using it daily during the trip, so I've got some thoughts. Of course I'm talking about the Sony A6500, as the title may suggest. In this review I'll be mostly talking about the usability aspect. I mean, the image it takes is good, so I won't be talking about that. Right, so I'll just sit down and let's jump right into it. Yeah, no, I lied. Let's first talk about the gear I used. The gear I used was, well, of course, the Sony A5600. So naturally I used the Sony A6500 with a 16 to 70mm Zeiss lens. I used the Røde Mic Pro, Joby GorrilaPod, and also I've been using the Edelkrone quickrelease 1. The full list is in the description down below. The reason I used this setup during the trip was because I mostly shoot run and gun, point and shoot style videography. I wanted to be able to just grab my camera, shoot some stuff, and then move on. Which brings me to the first subject, portability. This camera is pretty small. Even combined with a lens, it's really easy to just take along with you in your bag or just hold it in general. I actually prefer to have my gear all set up and ready to go and just hold that in my hand the entire day. This compared to my Canon 60D. The Canon 60D was heavy to the point of storing it away every time you didn't want to use it. So this time around it was way easier just to film all the little stuff that happened during the day. The camera has a great continuous autofocus. The autofocus was a real lifesaver, mostly because of a reason I'll touch up in a sec, but since this camera does not have a flip out screen, it's perfect for keeping track of my face while vlogging. Also, when I was filming other stuff, it was really great. I do have to say that I noticed some focus drifting when I was wearing sunglasses and a hat, because, well, my face was mostly covered with objects and it didn't really know what my face was anymore. So keep that in mind. Also, since this camera does not have a flip out screen, it's kind of hard to expose while vlogging. You're basically shooting in the dark. The way I dealt with it was putting the shutter on 50, the aperture on manual, and the ISO on auto. When I wanted to film something, I just slightly underexpose for the environment and then let the auto ISO just boost the image a little bit when necessary. Do keep in mind that the ISO is always working when you're changing the aperture. So keep that in mind and don't let it boost the image too much. With that said, we really need to talk about the screen. The screen is just way too dark to see anything when you're filming outside. Okay, so I'm filming in 4K because why not? And because 1080p kind of sucks in this camera, it's all soft. Because I'm filming in 4K, that means that the sensor is heating up, and in order to not overheat, they decided to dim the brightness of the screen. At least that's my understanding of it. Okay, great. So the camera does not overheat. That's good. But because the screen is so dark, you can't see anything on the screen when you're filming in the full sun. Basically, all the shots I've taken in the vlog are shot completely in the dark. I didn't know what I was pointing at. I had to cover the screen in order to see just a little bit, and I just watched the zebra stripes and the histogram in order to see the exposure. After that, I just winged it. The reason it still worked in the end was a combination of the autofocus, the auto ISO. I filmed it all as wide as possible, and the edit was in 1080, so I could punch in and crop the image when necessary. Also, it being a vlog made me care less about it, which might be not a valid reason. To all the people who are doing a professional shoot with this camera, get yourself an external monitor, because this really sucked. Alright, for a quick recap, the body is really small and light, 4K is awesome, picture profile settings are what you would expect from this price range, the in-body stabilization is really good, autofocus is great. And now for the negative, 1080 is really soft, and the 4K overheating with the screen situation really sucks. Like, really sucks. So overall, I'm glad I bought this camera. It's a good camera, it's a solid camera. The only downside is that screen situation. And that concludes my first ever review. I hope you guys learned something. If you have any questions, just comment down below, and I'll see you guys in the next video, in which I'll be talking about getting things done. Right. Bye bye!